January 23rd, 2022. You know, 6 years I've been thinking about this, and then here we are. We finally get to it. You know what I mean? And it's like, so I'll start with the house selection process, bro. Like, so in the beginning, thank you guys for the raids. I see you. What's up, Cypher? How you doing, man? I hope everything's going well with you, man. But so the house selection process, it started with basically we wanted to choose the state that we were gonna go to, right? And I think the decisions were between Florida, it was between Texas, um, Florida, Texas, Vegas, and Seattle. Those were the four states that we were thinking about doing the Doom House in, right? And we were looking at houses from all these different, from all the different states, you know, calling around, making sure they got internet, making sure they got this, that, and the other, right? And so we start looking mostly in Vegas, you know, and you know, I live in Cali, so I would just drive to Vegas and go check out the houses myself, whatever, right? So I want to say we were probably like 20 houses deep before we got to the Thum house that we actually chose, right? And so, and I want to say probably like the last like couple of houses I didn't go see myself. I would just call and just be like, "Yo, what's the internet like? You know, tell me about it, whatever, whatever, right?" And so on the Thum house that we choose, it's it's got a basketball court. You know what I mean? I'm like, holy shit. You know what I mean? There's a basketball court in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. And I'm like, for someone that plays basketball like me, bro, could you imagine, like, if you play sports, you do anything, like, could you imagine being in a house with like a basketball court, freaking a pool, or a slide, jacuzzi, you know, all that shit? I'm just like, whoa, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that all the houses before the house that we chose, we turned them down because they didn't have internet. You know what I mean? So, well, they had internet, but they didn't have fiber. You know what I'm saying? Like, on top of, so the people who were in the Thum house, it was, you know, me, Ham, and the eight other people. It was eight people plus three people who was my video editor, um, my photographer, and basically a tech guy that would, you know, fix anything that needed to be fixed, like hardware related, like, you know, computers or whatever the case may be, you know. And so I came there with like a whole team, you know what I'm saying? We didn't need anything, you know? Like we have everything that we need, don't really need anything else, you know? And before NRG came into the thing, you know, this was something that we were just gonna do ourselves, like without an org or whatever, right? And like before, like we were looking at all these, you know, expensive houses or whatever, because I was looking at them with orgs, you know what I'm saying? And you know, a couple orgs had reached out to us like way before, and we were talking to them, whatever. And the one that we ended up being with was NRG. And so um, we go to this house, and they tell NRG and us that the internet's nuts. You know what I mean? The internet's great. This is a smart house, you know, whatever, whatever. And long story short, when we get there, it's not that. You know, we did not have fiber at all. I don't know what it was. It was DSL. And so the internet was basically, so in the room that is the internet, it was like a bajillion wires. I had never seen anything like it before. And it was like literally things that I haven't seen in like 15 years, like VCRs looking things. Like I don't know what the hell any of them were. Like honestly, it was like ancient relics in that thing. And so I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like they say the internet's nuts, so like okay. And so that's what I do. We just go. I go in my room, and we don't have internet yet because we got there a little early, and then we were recording a bunch of videos and stuff because that's what we went there to do. You know what I mean? Record videos and stuff. And so, long story short, I get into my room. I'm about to set up my PC. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking around the room for internet ports, my Ethernet port, and I see it and I'm like, okay, bet. So, I plug my Ethernet cable into my PC, and then I go over to the port and I try to plug it in, and that thing is a phone jack, bro. Like, I was just like, a phone jack, a phone jack. Like, I haven't seen one of these in like 10 years, bro. And so that was the first red flag to me, bro. That was the first red flag to me. And I was just like, okay. And then like I asked, like, like what's going on with the internet? And this isn't NRG's fault, because, they got lied to too, really, about the internet. Because you can't have 11 people in a house to make content on stream, uploading videos, playing games, watching things, all these different things. If you don't have fiber, bro, it's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? It just doesn't work.